Hello, my name is Corey Tomczak with the Citation Jet Exchange. Today we're going to be comparing two very capable aircraft by Cessna, the Citation CJ2 Plus shown here. And in this corner of the ring we have the Citation CJ2. At first glance they appear almost identical. There are a few key differences. The Citation CJ2 Plus actually sits 3 inches higher than the CJ2. There's a little bit difference in cruise speed, zero fuel weight, most importantly avionics. The CJ2 is powered by Williams FJ44-2C engines, putting out 2,400 pounds of thrust. They are not FADEC. On the 2 Plus they are FADEC controlled, which are computer assisted or computer driven engine controls. And that makes quite a big difference, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. These are thrust attenuators, which were later removed after the CJ2 line. All they do is deflect thrust about 90 degrees to the side. They don't do much. They cause a little bit of drag, add some weight, and there's actually some service bulletins to remove them. But you'll notice mainly for taxi control is the biggest difference. Helps control your speed a little bit. The CJ2 is a fantastic step up from the CJ as far as capability, range, and speed. It's funny because at cruise, the CJ2 burns about the same amount of fuel as the straight CJ does, but you're also going about 40 to 60 knots faster. This CJ2 is capable of 45,000 feet, although most of the time we cruise between 40 and 43,000 feet. Up there we are blocking about 800 pounds per side total, so we plan for about 140 gallons per hour fuel burn. It actually gets a little bit less up there as well. We acquired this for a client over 2 years ago, and my management company, Gateway Jets, manages and flies it. This one's got 6 passenger seats and a belted lav in the back. Some of them have a side-facing seat up front in lieu of the cabinet, but that's not too common. The Achilles heel of the CJ2 is the zero fuel weight. You can't really put 7 adults plus 1 or 2 pilots in here. They'll come over that zero fuel weight number pretty quick. Up front in the cockpit, got the Collins Proline 21 system, but it's not integrated like the 2 Plus, where we'll see here in just a minute. But we did just do a beautiful upgrade to the 750XI and 650XI with the integrated audio panel. I'm just finishing a database update here on the Flightstream 510. Really makes single pilot easy to use, touch screens, and there's so much detail on the XIs. I love flying behind them. All in all, great aircraft. CJ2s right now are currently trading for between 3 to 3.5 million, assuming you're on the Williams engine programs. And we'll go check out the CJ2 Plus now. Welcome to the Citation CJ2 Plus. As we mentioned, they're very similar on the outside. Very difficult to tell between the two, but starting over here, if you look closely, the engines are actually bigger on a 2 Plus. They are the Williams FJ44-3 engines, which are the same ones used on the Citation CJ3 and 3 Plus. So it's a pretty big step up as far as performance goes. It's only 90 pounds per side more of thrust than the CJ2, but the acceleration, climb, and cruise speed is quite a bit more than that little percentage difference. The plane also sits about 3 inches higher off of the ground as well, and you'll notice that there's no thrust attenuators on the 2 Plus. We use weight on wheels to control ground idle speed. It kicks idle down a little bit more once the wheels touch down. The 2 Plus can cruise and will cruise at 0.737 Mach all day long, where the CJ2 is 0.72. Both will get you a solid 400 knots on just about any given day, but that little difference in Mach will translate to about 10 knots in certain conditions. So we'll see 405 to 415 true typically in this plane, depending on weight, altitude, and temperature. I actually just came back from a trip last week where I needed to get up to flight level 450 to get above some weather, and I settled in at 640 gallons or 640 pounds per hour total, which is 95 gallons an hour total. Just incredible for a plane like this. And I settled in at 400 knots and actually got up to about 407 knots at that fuel burn once I burned off some weight. The 2 Plus can carry a little bit more. It'll carry an extra 400 pounds of zero fuel weight, so that allows you to carry 1 or 2 more passengers, which is quite significant. This plane here only has 6 seats, does not have a belted lav, but we can load up all 6 seats with adults, and we normally fly this aircraft 2 pilots for the owner. And we don't really have to worry about zero fuel weight unless we're really carrying some big fellows on board. You'll notice here that the Proline 21 is a little more robust here, a little bit more information on the screens, and mainly the FMS. It's Collins FMS, and it's fully integrated, meaning I can control a lot more features on the MFD and PFD. It'll compute my takeoff and landing speeds and distances. We brought one across the Atlantic here in January, and it has some functions like the airliners do, including position reports that made crossing much easier as far as reporting goes. It's a comfortable ride up front. And this one's an absolutely beautiful interior. They made these from 2006 to 2014. They're quite hard to find, just as the CJ2s are right now. And they are trading for about 4.25 to low 5s right now. This is actually probably our fastest climbing of our managed fleet here. It just gets up and goes. Those FADAC engines really help ease pilot workload under single pilot. You just bring the throttle detents here for takeoff, climb, and cruise, and let the FADAC computer do the rest, and it just kicks you in the pants and wants to go. That's all I've got from the CJ2 Plus versus the CJ2. Kind of a high-level overview of the two aircraft. If you would like to buy or sell a Citation, I'd be happy to personally do it. Please get in touch with me. Check us out on the CitationJetExchange.com. Thanks for watching.